do ask myself why Melbourne and why Bourke Street, because a few things have happened on Bourke Street.
Melburnians are still coming to terms with what unfolded on Bourke Street just 2 days ago.
I don't really understand why anyone would do that but it was a bit terrifying.
It's not nice that anything happens where you work or where you live.
It was just after 6:15 on Friday night when pedestrians spotted a car racing down Bourke Street in a section of street off limits to cars. The driver then continued onto a busy intersection where 3 pedestrians near a tram stop were struck.
Back that way, go around. Can't come through.
At the next intersection, the driver allegedly collided with a car being driven by a 76-year-old man who was killed. An Uber was also struck, with both people inside being taken to hospital. Terrified onlookers told 7:30 the crash sounded like an explosion.
I didn't think it was a car crash. Then I saw the car hit there in the middle of the intersection, and I saw the black car flying over there.
Yeah, it was quite an intense collision, so they were quite destroyed, the 3 cars.
When the car came to a stop, the driver climbed out and onto the roof of his car. He was arrested by police.
As you can see now, this block completely cordoned off. In fact, it goes back a couple of streets, but just a couple of hours ago it was bustling with people coming home from work or going to the football at the MCG. It was tragically reminiscent of an incident that occurred here just 6 years ago when James Gargasoulis drove down this very street violently, driving onto the footpath, killing 6 people.
Gargasoulis was a known criminal and on bail, and he led police on a wild and deadly car chase through the city. Police policy at the time meant squad cars were advised not to ram the out-of-control driver.
You can try and intercept him as a normal uniformed person would. If he takes off, let him go.
The incident prompted the state government to spend $50 million to install bollards and other measures to prevent a repeat attack. And officers are now advised that they should do whatever it takes to stop a violent vehicle.
An enormous amount of work was done following 2017, as was absolutely appropriate.
But less than a year later, another deadly driver attack occurred 2 streets over on Flinders Street. And the year after that, well-known Melbourne restaurant identity Sisto Malaspina was killed in a stabbing attack by a religious extremist on Bourke Street. Taylor Sebastian Jacobello has worked on the street for 25 years and was Sisto's friend.
Somebody came up and said, somebody got stabbed down the road. But the last thing you would have think was him. The guy, I've known the guy for 45 years.
It's challenging to go beyond what we've done, and we've done a lot. But if you're going to have a tram network and if you're going to have a functioning road network, then there is always a risk. There's nothing more that can be done to avoid, for instance, an incident like this.
By and large, Melbourne is one of the safest cities in the world. Every city in the world faces challenges.
Police allege 26-year-old Zain Khan from Melbourne's outer northwest used his mother's car.
We had absolutely no indication whatsoever of any prior erratic driving or any warning that this incident would occur.
Police say Mr Khan was assessed by forensic medical officers who told detectives he wasn't mentally fit to be interviewed that night.
Tragedies like what happened on the weekend do not happen out of the blue. There are always warning signs, there are always opportunities for identifying and intervening earlier in a much gentler and simpler way if we had a system that was able to kind of respond.
Psychiatrist Professor Pat McGrory says the mental health system in Victoria is failing.
Mentally ill people are less dangerous than the normal population overall, but there is a small subgroup of people that, if they're not treated properly, through no fault of their own, will pose a risk to society. And we can't deny that. We've just got to deal with it, and it's a preventable problem. It's the tip of an iceberg of undertreatment.
Zain Khan has been charged with murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. Bourke Street today was uncharacteristically quiet, but locals say the incidents in the past 6 years haven't deterred them from spending time in the CBD.
I do feel safe. These incidents don't happen all the time.
I don't feel put off at all. It's a great city.